One of the basic instructions when we are initiating into meditative process is never become a senior meditator. Have I told you this many times? Because seniority is a very wicked problem. Everybody is doing this. See your parents, their only qualification is, they came here a few years earlier than you. But they act like they know everything. Hello? They have the same problems that you have, but they act like they know everything. You go join some college these days, it was not so when we were growing up. These days if you join some college, there's one idiot who's joined there 1 year earlier than you, he's senior. He wants to beat you, he wants to abuse you, he wants to do all kinds of things. That's becoming a culture in many educational institutions. What is his qualification? He joined 1 year early. Hello? So everywhere senior. Been telling you never become a senior meditator because meditation is that aspect of your life which is not from the accumulations that you have. See, right now, let us say, you are playing a musical instrument. If you have played it for 25 years, we will respect that because that experience plays out today. You just learned day before yesterday, here and there you may make some nice notes, rest of it we have to suffer. Hello? No, music can be great joy and great suffering. Hello? Yes or no? You have any neighbors, musicians? So, because their experience matters. Meditation is not like that. It's not by experience, it's just by willingness. This goes for everything that's subjective, in the sense, right now we were talking about love. I'm a senior lover. What does this mean? Ridiculous nonsense. Actually, a new lover is always the best lover, isn't it? This happened. An 8-year-old girl came home one day from school and she said, "Mama, at school they told me, if I find a frog in the garden and kiss it, it'll become a prince." So the mother looked at her warily and said, "The first time you kiss them, they always feel like a prince. After some time, they turn into frogs." So by experience, it doesn't get better. So all subjective aspects of life, it is the freshness of it which makes it wonderful. If you accumulate experience, it will become mundane. So meditation is that aspect. It is not like, I've meditated for 10 years, so whatever I do, it'll work. No, no, no. Not like that. Especially if you counted 10 years I've meditated, you are a laborer, you're not a meditator. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, a laborer is counting minutes and hours because he's paid by that. So I'm timing it. You know, the machine, when they come, they has to punch in. So people who do mundane jobs, you have to make them do it because they're waiting when they can stop. But this is not that kind of thing. You can't time it and say, 10 years I have meditated. The moment you think I have meditated for 10 years, you are no more in meditation, it's over, because you're counting. The idea of meditation is to go beyond what we consider as time and space. In that you're keeping time. Those of you in Samyama, your ankles were keeping time. Oh, what a relief. I can understand, body has its issues, body has its issues. Body is time-bound, you know. Something will hurt, bladder becomes full, you get hungry, many things. You have to attend to them. But meditation is not something that you count and keep account of. Once you don't do that, then how does it matter? So all of you who have been meditating or practicing Shunya, Shambhavi, Shakti Chalana, Samyama. Is my tone correct? I did Samyama. Voice trembles because just thinking about what was happening to the ankle and the hip and the backbone. No, the idea is not to torture you. It's just that you made a minimal preparation and came. If you were doing your sadhana and came and sat, you're gone. So, putting the body aside is a very important part. If you don't prepare the body in such a way that you can ignore it and simply sit here, it will start speaking its own language right now. So, should those who've been meditating for a period of time, should they do this miracle of mind? If your mind has become already an absolute miracle, no need to do anything. But if it's still up and down, still work in progress, you must do. Not only do, it's very important that you also create an atmosphere around you. See, one thing is if you are a little nutty, it bothers you in so many ways and you will also bother people around you. Others are not an exception. If they are a little nutty, they will make sure you also suffer a little bit. Maybe not by intent, but it's its nature. By nature, if this is miserable, it'll spread misery. If this is joyful, it'll spread joy. It's not that they have to do something special, just the way they drag their feet, they will kill you. Hello? Yes or no? You want to do something important, like this they'll walk next to you, that'll kill you, yes or no? So, it's very important, all those senior meditators, even if you are Samyama, do the miracle of mind and ensure at least 100 people that you are in touch with in your life, they're all doing it. Because then you'll have a conducive atmosphere. Because you're still in that condition where you need a conducive atmosphere. Hello? See, I'm with you and I'm well. People do all kinds of things, but I'm like this only no matter what. In action, what is needed we will do. But nobody invades the inner spaces, so there's no issue. This is a secret, I'm telling you, I don't do miracle of mind meditation. Sadhguru himself is not doing. That is why you should do, damn it. Because I am a miracle of mind. So, you must do it and you must ensure at least 100 people with whom you interact on a daily basis, all of them are doing it, your life will become way better than the way it is right now. So you make sure, all of you, at least another 100 people for each one of you downloads, because when you decide to live, it's better to live with intelligent people, pleasant people, wonderful people, yes or no? That's all I'm trying. This all you should also do. Now you have a tool, gift it to them, do something, encourage them. 7 minutes. Is your life or your well-being not worth 7 minutes of investment? So, make sure at least 100 people that you interact with on a daily basis are practicing simple 7-minute process. You'll not change everything, but at least they won't scratch your face every day. Once in a way they may still do. People who you love, they're always scratching you, isn't it? Not because they hate you, because they love you. Because love and hate is like a flip of a coin. This side is heads, this side is tail. If you flip it like this, if it falls this way, love, if it falls this way, hate. Never does it fall this way. Hello? So, this is the same with your life. People around you, nobody is a permanent fixture. Sometimes they fall this way, fall that way. If you ensure they're all at least little bit meditative, makes your life pleasant, makes the world pleasant. Human potential could be better explored if people are pleasant. Otherwise, a lot of time and energy will go in handling unpleasantness on a daily basis. Have you noticed this? Little unpleasantness in your family or friends, how much effort it takes to deal with it. If it's pleasant, your energies are available to do something else more creative and better. So, in that interest, everybody, all meditators must ensure they do the 7-minute thing and realize what it can do for them, and ensure all those people with whom we have to deal with on a daily basis, they are all meditating.